Okay, so I have my paper circle ready. Remember, the clean side, that is the outside. So for right now, this is upside down. I've got my drum frame. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to prepare this to wrap around there. So I'm going to put glue on the circular part of the drum head. The nice thing is eventually your tape, that would start to dry out over time and that would wear off. But the fact that you're then going to glue this as well, this will make it so the tape, when it wears down eventually, the glue, that'll hold it together permanently. So, then I'm going to take this and I want to put it inside the circle that you can see that I traced before. So I'm going to put it in there. It's kind of a big, thick object, so I'm going to kind of do that wiggle thing where I kind of wiggle it in place so I know that it's joined on there. Now, a lot of people at this point would run around and pick up their drum and flip this over. The paper would then come off, but they'd be trying to play their drum. So what you're going to do now is you're actually going to cut flanges that'll make it easy to wrap the excess around the sides. Because this, if I do flip it over, this makes the drum head'll look nice and clean with the paper here. But then I can still see the tape on the side, so I need to wrap those as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start cutting tabs that will need to go right up to the circle. And I'm going to cut them about 2 inches apart from each other. Now you'll notice because this is a circle, the tab will be skinnier closer to the drum and it flares out. That'll be great because that'll give you some overlap that you'll need to make everything look nice and neat. So I'm working my way around. You'll notice that the paper's not slipping off the drum because I glued it down correctly. So you're working your way around, cutting the flanges for your drum. Flanges is just a fancy word for tabs. Now, if I actually start to fold the tabs around, that's what's going to make it actually wrap around there nice and neat. So you can see how when I start to just act like I'm going to wrap that around there, that gives me a nicer, cleaner edge than what I had before when the whole paper was one big piece of paper. So what I'm going to do is I don't want to do too many at one time. So I'm going to put some glue on a couple of these flaps or flanges. And I would say you're probably safe to do about 3 at a time. So the thing is, if I go around and I do glue around all of them, well, I'm going to be working on the first few, and all that glue over there is going to be drying. So when I get to it, I would just have to redo that work anyway. Alright, so I'm going to take this, pull this tight, and wrap it tight around the drum. And I'm going to press it so it sticks right on there. You'll notice this part here is kind of sticking up a little bit. This is going to overlap it, so I've already planned ahead for that. That will look nice and neat. So I'm taking this, pressing this down, making sure it's pressed tight against here. You can see how nice and clean that looks. How, as I work my way around, it's going to clean up all those edges and wrap them nice and tight for me. So if you have any corners sticking out, make sure press those down nice and flat. So you can see it's wrapping itself around there a lot more clean. Here, I need to be able to get going there, so I might have to tear that just a little bit to get it down. But when I wrap that, that'll hold everything nice and neat in place. Now, if you have some clothespins handy, those are perfect for this, because I'm sitting here having to hold this on there so it doesn't let go. But the nice thing is, if I have a clothespin, I can clip that on there. That'll hold that piece in place, and I can go ahead and start gluing the rest of these. So you are going to be doing this, and you're working your way all the way around the drum head. Again, as I advised, I would only glue about 3 tabs at a time. That way you have time to get to it and do the work before the glue actually dries on you. So I'm going to keep working my way around. You're going to keep working your way around, and in the next video we'll see what to do when we're finished.